Tiffany Sparks had always been a fixture in Liberty Hollow, her sparkling personality drawing folks in like moths to a flame. She was the enthusiastic advocate for Apex Life, the multi-level marketing company promising vitality, prosperity, and a life full of energy. But her true roots lay in Sparkles Again Antiques, the quaint brick storefront on the edge of Main Street she'd inherited from her beloved grandfather. The shop was a time capsule, shelves lined with dusty treasures, tarnished silver teapots from the 1920s, faded porcelain dolls with cracked smiles, vintage clocks frozen in time, ornate wooden boxes etched with forgotten stories, and delicate brass pocket watches that hadn't ticked in decades. Cobwebs clung to the corners, and a thin layer of dust blanketed most items, as if the past itself was settling in. Up front, though, Tiffany had poured her energy into a vibrant display of Apex Life products, gleaming bottles of supplements, neatly stacked skincare kits, motivational posters promising "unlock your potential," and sample stations that sparkled under fresh LED lights. The antiques had been pushed to the shadowy back, gathering more dust than dollars.
Welcome to Sparkles Again Antiques. We've got timeless treasures and life-changing wellness products. Let me know if I can help you sparkle today.
Good afternoon. In your window display, the brass pocket watch caught my eye. It's got a nice engraving inside. How much are you asking for it?
Tiffany walked over to the window display and picked up the watch. Its brass, warm from the afternoon sun, felt comforting in her palm, like an old friend. Memories flooded back, the scent of polished wood and pipe tobacco, her grandfather's workshop filled with similar pieces. She hesitated, her thumb tracing the intricate design. Sometimes the stories we carry are the ones worth sharing, even if it means letting someone else hold them for a while.
Grandpa, why do you keep all these old watches and boxes of stuff? They're just sitting here collecting dust. Can't we sell them and buy something fun? You know, like ice cream or a new bike?
Ah, my little Tiff, come sit. Everything has value to someone. See this watch? It's not just metal and gears. It's a story. Maybe it ticked through someone's wedding day or counted down to a soldier's homecoming. The right person will see that worth and pay what it's truly due.
But Grandpa, if it's just sitting here, isn't it worthless? Like that broken doll over there. No one wants a doll with a cracked face.
Not worthless, Spark. Sentimental value is the strongest kind. It binds us to who we were, who we loved. One day you'll understand. Hold on to what matters, but know when to let go so it can matter to someone else. That's the real treasure. Promise me you'll remember.
Okay, Grandpa. Can we polish it now? It'll shine like new.
We'll polish it together, sweetheart. And one day, you'll know exactly when something's ready to shine for someone new.
Tiffany blinked away the memory, her grip tightened on the watch. She set it down carefully, shaking her head. Some things felt too precious to let go, even when sharing a small piece would brighten someone else's day.
I'm sorry, but this one, it's not for sale. It's got too much history. Family piece, you know?
All right, no worries. Thanks anyway.
Wait, don't go just yet. Have you heard about Apex Life? Our energy boosters can give you that extra sparkle for your day. I've got samples right here. Try one, on the house.
Nah, no thanks. I'm not into that stuff. Good luck with the shop.
The afternoon dragged on with a few browsers, but no buyers. As the sun dipped low, Tiffany locked up Sparkles again, tucking the pocket watch into her bag. She drove the short way to the modest two-story craftsman home she'd inherited from her grandfather. A cozy house with peeling white paint, a sagging porch, and oak trees that had grown taller than the roof. Inside, the house was a labyrinth of loss. Every room overflowed with antiques she refused to sell. Stacks of yellowed books teetering on end tables, porcelain figurines crowding shelves until they bent in curves, vintage lamps tangled in cords, boxes of old photographs and letters spilling across the floor, and crates of Apex Life inventory crammed into corners like forgotten promises. Narrow paths snaked through the chaos, barely wide enough to navigate. Dust motes danced in the dim light, and the air smelled faintly of old paper and unopened supplement bottles. It wasn't just clutter, it was a fortress of memories, each item a piece of her grandfather she refused to release.
Home sweet home. Now I just need to find a spot for you, old friend.
She navigated to the living room, where a precarious pile loomed beside the faded armchair her grandfather loved. Carefully, she placed the watch on top. The stack shifted, and a delicate porcelain ballerina, her 8th birthday gift from Grandpa, toppled to the floor, shattering into a dozen jagged pieces.
Oh no! 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 Please! Not you too!
She sank to her knees amid the shards, hands shaking as she gathered the fragments. Tears came fast, hot, mixing with the dust that had settled on everything she loved and couldn't sell, couldn't part with, couldn't let go. She reached for a nearby box of Apex Life face wipes. Ironic, these revitalizing cloths meant to erase the day's wear, and dabbed at her tears, the cool fabric doing nothing to soothe the ache.
Why can't I let go? It's all I have left of you. I'm sorry, Grandpa. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to stop holding on.
In Liberty Hollow, Tiffany's story whispers a quiet truth. Owning stuff can tip into stuff owning you. Sentimental ties bind us to memories, but when they pile up, they clutter not just our spaces, but our hearts and futures. Value isn't in hoarding the past, it's in cherishing it enough to let it go, making room for what truly enriches life. Balance sentiment with space, or risk being buried under what you love most. Thank you for spending this moment with us in Liberty Hollow. If Tiffany's story touched something inside you, maybe made you think about the things you're holding on to, or reminded you how precious it is to share what matters, please leave a quick like, drop a comment with your own little memory or lesson, and subscribe if you'd like to keep walking these streets with us. We'll be back soon with more stories from our little town. Stories that remind us how money, memories, and the choices we make shape the life we live. Until then, keep sparkling.